The Sleeping Spring in the Heart of the Forest, a meditation night guided by elves. Content Introduction. Welcome to a world of tranquility and magic. In The Sleeping Spring in the Heart of the Forest, a meditation night guided by elves, we follow the journey of Protagonist's name, who, burdened by the hustle and bustle of modern life, finds themselves drawn to the mysterious forest on the edge of their town. As the sun sets, they venture deep into the woods, where they encounter a gentle, voiced elf. The elf, with a kind smile, offers to guide them to the fabled Sleeping Spring, a place said to hold the power to soothe the most troubled of minds. As they walk through the forest, the sounds of the night, chirping crickets, rustling leaves, create a soft symphony. The elf shares stories of the forest's ancient secrets, and as they reach the spring, its waters glow with a soft, otherworldly light. Protagonist's name is invited to sit by the spring and begin a meditation journey. Through this journey, they experience a deep connection with nature, the forest, and themselves. This story is designed to be a gentle lullaby, guiding you into a state of relaxation, helping you leave your daily stress behind and drift into a peaceful slumber. Main body. As the night descends like a soft, velvety blanket over the land, Protagonist's name stands at the edge of the forest. The town behind them is a world of noise and chaos, filled with the constant beeping of cars, the chatter of people, and the pressure of endless tasks. But here, at the forest's edge, there is a hush, a promise of something different. Taking a deep breath, Protagonist's name steps into the forest. The air is redolent with the earthy scent of damp soil, the fresh aroma of pine, and the sweet fragrance of wild flowers. The trees stand tall and proud, their branches reaching towards the star-filled sky like gnarled fingers. As Protagonist's name walks deeper, the sounds of the town fade away, replaced by the gentle rustling of leaves underfoot and the distant hoot of an owl. Suddenly, a soft glow appears between the trees. Curious, Protagonist's name follows it. And there, in a small clearing, stands an elf. Her skin is as fair as moonlight, and her eyes are a deep, forest green. Her long, silver, white hair seems to catch the faint light of the stars. She smiles gently at Protagonist's name, her smile warm and inviting. "Welcome, weary traveler," the elf says in a voice as soft as a gentle breeze. "I am Elf's name. I have seen your struggle, and I offer you a path to peace. Follow me to the Sleeping Spring." Without hesitation, Protagonist's name follows the elf. As they walk, the elf begins to tell stories of the forest. She speaks of the ancient spirits that dwell in the trees, the small creatures that scurry through the underbrush, and the magic that courses through the very roots of the forest. Her voice is like a soothing melody, lulling Protagonist's name into a state of calm. After a while, they come to a small clearing. In the center of the clearing is a spring. The water in the spring glows with a soft, blue-white light, as if it is made of liquid starlight. The surface of the water is perfectly still, like a mirror reflecting the stars above. "Here it is," the elf whispers. "The sleeping spring. Sit by its edge, close your eyes, and let your mind wander." Protagonist's name sits down, their legs crossed, and closes their eyes. They take a deep breath, inhaling the fresh, forest, scented air. As they exhale, they feel a sense of tension leaving their body. They can hear the soft gurgling of the spring, a sound that seems to penetrate deep into their soul. In their mind's eye, Protagonist's name begins to see images. They see the forest as it was in its primeval state, filled with magnificent creatures and ancient magic. They feel a connection to the earth beneath them, to the trees around them, and to the water in the spring. The elf's voice, a gentle murmur, guides them further into their meditation. Let go of all your worries, all your fears. Let the peace of the forest wash over you. You are a part of this ancient place, and it will heal you. As Protagonist's name delves deeper into their meditation, they feel a sense of weightlessness. It is as if they are no longer bound by the physical world, but are floating in a sea of tranquility. The sounds of the forest, the chirping of insects, the rustling of leaves, blend together into a harmonious symphony, further relaxing them. Time seems to stand still as Protagonist's name remains in this state of deep meditation. The elf watches over them, her presence a silent guardian. Slowly, Protagonist's name begins to feel a sense of rejuvenation, a new, found peace that they have not felt in a long time. As the night wears on, Protagonist's name gradually comes out of their meditation. They open their eyes, feeling refreshed and at peace. The elf smiles at them. "You have found what you were seeking," she says. "Carry this peace with you always." With a grateful heart, Protagonist's name rises to their feet. They look around the forest one last time, taking in the beauty and tranquility. Then, they turn and begin their journey back home, carrying the peace of the sleeping spring and the magic of the forest in their heart. As you lie there, let this story wash over you like a gentle wave. Let the images of the forest, the elf, and the sleeping spring fill your mind. Feel the peace and tranquility seep into your body, relaxing every muscle, calming every thought. Drift off into a peaceful sleep, knowing that you, too, can find a place of peace within yourself, just like Protagonist's name did in the heart of the forest. Chapter 1: The Call of the Enchanted Forest. As the sun dips below the horizon, casting a warm, orange-red glow over the small town of Silverbrook, Protagonist's name stands at the edge of their front porch, a sense of restlessness gnawing at them. The day has been filled with the usual chaos, endless meetings at work, the blaring of car horns on the busy streets, and the never-ending stream of digital notifications. The weight of modern life presses down on Protagonist's name, and they long for something more, something that can soothe their frazzled nerves. The forest on the outskirts of Silverbrook has always held a certain allure for Protagonist's name. It stands like a silent sentinel, its ancient trees reaching towards the sky, as if guarding a world of secrets. Tonight, the forest seems to call out to Protagonist's name with an irresistible voice. With a final glance back at their cozy but now stifling home, Protagonist's name decides to answer the call. As Protagonist's name steps onto the forest path, the air immediately changes. It is cooler, laced with the rich, earthy scent of damp soil, the sweet aroma of wild flowers, and the sharp, resinous smell of pine. The path is dappled with the last rays of the setting sun, which filter through the thick canopy of leaves above. Each step Protagonist's name takes is accompanied by the soft crunch of fallen leaves, a gentle symphony that seems to welcome them into this new world. The forest is alive with sounds. The melodious chirping of birds, which are settling in for the night, fills the air, along with the rhythmic buzzing of insects. In the distance, Protagonist's name can hear the faint rustling of small animals scurrying through the underbrush. It is a comforting, natural chorus that soothes their troubled mind. As Protagonist's name walks deeper into the forest, the light from the setting sun fades further. The trees seem to grow taller and more imposing, their branches intertwining above to form a natural ceiling. The forest is bathed in a soft, blue-gray twilight, and Protagonist's name begins to feel a sense of awe at the beauty and mystery that surrounds them. Suddenly, a soft, golden glow appears up ahead. Curiosity getting the better of them, Protagonist's name quickens their pace. As they draw closer, they find themselves in a small clearing. In the center of the clearing stands a figure, an elf. Her presence is both captivating and calming. Her skin shimmers like moonlit pearls, and her eyes are a deep, emerald green, filled with wisdom and kindness. Her long, flowing hair is the color of spun silver, and it seems to catch the faint, ambient light of the forest. The elf turns towards Protagonist's name, a gentle smile spreading across her face. "Welcome, weary traveler," she says in a voice as soft as the flutter of a butterfly's wings. "I am Elf's name. I have been expecting you." Protagonist's name is taken aback by the elf's words. You've been expecting me? How? They ask, their voice a mixture of surprise and wonder. The elf's smile widens. The forest has its ways of knowing. It senses the distress in your heart, and it has called you here. You are not the first to seek solace in these ancient woods, and you will not be the last. Protagonist's name is intrigued. They have always been drawn to the forest, but they never expected to encounter an elf, let alone one who seems to understand their innermost feelings. Why am I here? Protagonist's name asks, looking into the elf's eyes. The elf gestures towards a path that leads deeper into the forest. Follow me, she says. I will show you a place that can bring peace to your troubled soul. A place known as the Sleeping Spring. Without hesitation, Protagonist's name follows the elf. As they walk, the elf begins to share stories of the forest. She tells of the ancient spirits that inhabit the trees, spirits that have watched over the forest for centuries. These spirits, she says, are guardians of the forest's magic, and they play a vital role in maintaining the balance of life within its boundaries. The forest is a living, breathing entity, the elf explains. It has its own rhythms, its own cycles of life, death, and rebirth. The trees, the animals, the plants, they are all interconnected, part of a vast, intricate web of life. As they continue their journey, Protagonist's name starts to notice the details of the forest more keenly. They see the delicate patterns on the wings of a butterfly that flits from flower to flower, the way the moss clings to the trunks of the trees, and the small, hidden paths that lead to who knows where. The forest seems to be revealing its secrets to them, one by one. The elf then speaks of the Sleeping Spring. The Sleeping Spring is a place of great power, she says. It is said that the waters of the spring have the ability to soothe the most troubled of minds, to wash away the stresses of the outside world, and to bring about a deep sense of inner peace. Many have come to the spring over the years, seeking its healing properties, and have left transformed. As they walk, the forest around them seems to change. The trees become more ancient looking, their trunks gnarled and twisted with age. The underbrush is thicker, filled with a variety of rare plants and flowers that seem to glow with an otherworldly light. The air is filled with a faint, sweet fragrance, which Protagonist's name assumes is coming from the Sleeping Spring. After what seems like an eternity, they come to a small, secluded glade. In the center of the glade is the Sleeping Spring. The water in the spring is a deep, crystalline blue, and it shimmers with a soft, ethereal light. The surface of the water is perfectly calm, like a mirror reflecting the stars that are now starting to appear in the night sky. The elf gestures for Protagonist's name to sit by the edge of the spring. "Sit," she says. "Close your eyes, and let the sounds and the energy of the spring wash over you. Breathe in the fresh, forest, scented air, and let go of all your worries, all your fears." Protagonist's name does as they are told. They sit down on the soft, moss-covered ground, their legs crossed, and close their eyes. The first thing they notice is the sound of the spring. The gentle gurgling of the water as it bubbles up from the ground is like a lullaby, a soothing melody that seems to penetrate deep into their soul. As they take a deep breath, inhaling the fresh, forest, scented air, Protagonist's name feels a sense of tension leaving their body. They can feel the coolness of the moss beneath them, and the gentle touch of the night breeze on their skin. The stress of the day, the work pressures, the noise of the city, the constant demands, starts to fade away. In their mind's eye, Protagonist's name begins to see images. They see the forest as it was in its primeval state, filled with magnificent creatures, great stags with antlers like branches, birds with feathers of every color, and small, furry animals that scurry through the underbrush. They feel a deep connection to the earth beneath them, to the trees around them, and to the water in the spring. The elf's voice, a gentle murmur, guides them further into their meditation. "Let your mind wander," she says. "Let go of the constraints of the outside world. Here, in this place, you are free. Free to be yourself, free to explore the depths of your soul." As Protagonist's name delves deeper into their meditation, they feel a sense of weightlessness. It is as if they are no longer bound by the physical world, but are floating in a sea of tranquility. The sounds of the forest, the chirping of insects, the rustling of leaves, the gurgling of the spring, blend together into a harmonious symphony, further relaxing them. They start to think about their life, the choices they have made, and the paths they have taken. But instead of the usual self-doubt and worry, they feel a sense of acceptance. They realize that every experience, every challenge, has been a part of their journey, shaping them into who they are today. The elf continues to speak in her gentle voice. "The sleeping spring is not just a body of water," she says. "It is a portal to a deeper understanding of yourself and the world around you. It can help you find the answers you seek, if you are willing to listen." As Protagonist's name listens to the elf's words, they feel a sense of clarity. They begin to see things from a new perspective, a perspective that is free from the clutter and noise of the modern world. They feel a sense of peace, a peace that they have not felt in a long time. Time seems to stand still as Protagonist's name remains in this state of deep meditation. The elf watches over them, her presence a silent guardian. Slowly, Protagonist's name begins to feel a sense of rejuvenation, a new, found energy that is both physical and spiritual. After a while, Protagonist's name gradually comes out of their meditation. They open their eyes, feeling refreshed and at peace. The elf smiles at them. "You have taken the first step," she says. "The step towards inner peace and self-discovery." Protagonist's name looks around the glade, seeing it with new eyes. The sleeping spring still shimmers with its soft, ethereal light, and the forest around them seems to be filled with a new sense of vitality. "Thank you," Protagonist's name says to the elf, their voice filled with gratitude. The elf nods. "You are welcome. The forest and the sleeping spring will always be here for you, should you ever need them. But for now, it is time for you to return to your world. Carry the peace you have found here with you, and let it guide you in your daily life." With a final glance at the sleeping spring and the elf, Protagonist's name rises to their feet. They begin their journey back through the forest, their steps lighter than before. As they walk, they can feel the peace and tranquility of the forest seeping into their being, a reminder of the magic they have experienced. As Protagonist's name emerges from the forest and steps back into the familiar world of Silverbrook, they look back one last time. The forest stands there, a silent guardian, holding its secrets and its magic. Protagonist's name knows that they will never be the same again, and they are ready to face the world with a new, found sense of peace and purpose. Now, as you lie there, let the story of Protagonist's name's journey into the forest wash over you. Imagine yourself walking through the forest, following the elf to the sleeping spring. Feel the peace and tranquility of the forest seep into your body, relaxing every muscle, calming every thought. Let the sounds of the forest, the chirping of insects, the rustling of leaves, the gurgling of the spring, lull you into a state of deep relaxation. Drift off into a peaceful sleep, knowing that like Protagonist's name, you too can find a place of peace within yourself. Chapter 2: The Echoes of the Spring and the Awakening Within. After the profound experience at the sleeping spring, Protagonist's name returns to their daily life in Silverbrook, but everything seems different. The once familiar hustle and bustle of the town now feels like a distant echo, and the stress that used to consume them seems less overwhelming. The peace they found in the forest, by the side of the magical spring, lingers within them, a constant reminder of the deeper connection they've forged with nature and themselves. Back at home, Protagonist's name goes about their morning routine. As they make their coffee, they notice the sunlight streaming through the window, casting a warm glow on the countertop. Each ray seems to carry with it the essence of the forest, and Protagonist's name can't help but smile. They recall the way the sunlight filtered through the trees in the forest, creating a dappled pattern on the ground. This simple act of making coffee, which was once a mechanical routine, now becomes a moment of mindfulness, a chance to appreciate the beauty in the ordinary. At work, Protagonist's name is faced with the usual tasks and challenges. But instead of feeling overwhelmed, they approach them with a new sense of calm and clarity. The meetings that once filled them with dread now seem like opportunities to contribute and connect with their colleagues. As they sit in the conference room, listening to the discussions, they draw on the peace from the sleeping spring. They find themselves more focused, more present, and better able to offer insights and solutions. During their lunch break, Protagonist's name decides to take a walk outside. The town park, which they've passed by countless times, now holds a new allure. They stroll along the paths, breathing in the fresh air. The grass beneath their feet, the flowers in full bloom, and the birds singing in the trees all remind them of the forest. They realize that the magic of the forest is not confined to its boundaries but can be found in every corner of nature, even in the heart of the town. As the day comes to an end, Protagonist's name feels a pull towards the forest once again. The memories of the elf and the sleeping spring are too vivid, too inviting to resist. As the sun begins to set, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink, Protagonist's name makes their way to the forest edge. Entering the forest, Protagonist's name is immediately greeted by the familiar scents and sounds. The earthy smell of the soil, the sweet aroma of the wild flowers, and the gentle rustling of the leaves create a comforting symphony. They follow the path they took the previous night, their steps filled with anticipation. As they walk deeper into the forest, they notice something different. The forest seems to be more alive, more vibrant than before. The trees seem to stand taller, and the underbrush is filled with even more colorful flowers and mushrooms. The small animals that scurry through the leaves seem to move with a sense of purpose, as if they are part of a grand, harmonious dance. Suddenly, Protagonist's name hears a soft, melodious sound. It is a sound they've never heard before, a sound that seems to be a combination of a bird's song and the gentle flow of water. Curious, they follow the sound. After a short walk, they come across a small brook. The water in the brook is clear and cold, and it flows over smooth stones, creating a soothing gurgling sound. Sitting by the brook, Protagonist's name notices that the sound they heard is coming from a small, winged creature sitting on a branch above the water. The creature has a body no bigger than a hummingbird's, with iridescent wings that sparkle in the fading light. Its eyes are large and bright, and it looks at Protagonist's name with a curious expression. "Hello," Protagonist's name says softly, not wanting to startle the creature. The creature tilts its head to one side, as if considering Protagonist's name. Then, in a voice that is high-pitched but clear, it says, "You've been to the sleeping spring, haven't you? I can sense the change in you." Protagonist's name is taken aback. They had not expected the small creature to speak. "Yes, I have," they reply. "It was an amazing experience." The creature flits down from the branch and lands on a stone near Protagonist's name. "The sleeping spring is a special place," it says. "It holds the memories and the energy of the forest. Every time someone visits it and truly connects, the forest itself feels a change. And so do we, the forest dwellers." Protagonist's name is intrigued. "What do you mean by that? How does the forest feel a change?" they ask. The creature spreads its wings. "The forest is a living being," it explains. "When someone like you, who comes from the outside world, finds peace and connection in the sleeping spring, it is like a breath of fresh air for the forest. It reinforces the bond between the forest and the outside world. And we, the spirits and creatures of the forest, can feel this new energy." Protagonist's name listens intently, their mind opening up to new possibilities. "So, my experience at the spring has an impact on more than just me?" they ask. The creature nods. "Yes. The forest is a web of life. Every action, every connection, has a ripple effect. Your new-found peace can inspire others, both in the forest and in your own world. It can create a chain reaction of positive change." As Protagonist's name absorbs this information, they think about their own life and the people around them. They realize that the peace they've found is not just for themselves but can be shared. The creature then says, "But to truly spread this peace, you must first understand the deeper secrets of the forest. There are places here that hold the key to a more profound connection, not just with the forest but with the very essence of life itself." Protagonist's name looks at the creature with a determined expression. "I want to learn. I want to understand these secrets. Can you help me?" they ask. The creature smiles. "Yes, I can. But the journey will not be easy. It will require you to be open-minded, to trust your instincts, and to be patient. Are you ready?" Protagonist's name takes a deep breath. "Yes, I'm ready." The creature takes to the air. "Follow me, then. We will start by visiting the Grove of Whispers." Protagonist's name gets up and follows the creature. As they walk, the forest around them seems to come alive in a different way. The trees seem to whisper secrets, and the leaves rustle in a pattern that Protagonist's name can almost interpret as a message. After a while, they come to a small grove. The trees in the grove are different from the ones they've seen before. Their trunks are smooth and white, and their branches are covered in small, silver-colored leaves. The air in the grove is filled with a soft, whispering sound, as if the trees are talking to each other. The creature lands on a branch and says, "This is the Grove of Whispers. Here, the trees hold the memories of the forest's past. They can share stories of ancient times, of great events that have shaped the forest and the world around it." Protagonist's name walks among the trees, running their hand along the smooth trunks. They can feel a faint energy coursing through the trees, a sense of history and wisdom. They close their eyes and listen to the whispers. At first, it is just a jumble of sounds, but as they focus, they start to make out words. The trees tell stories of a time when the forest was much larger, stretching as far as the eye could see. They speak of the great battles between the forces of nature and the encroaching darkness. They tell of the arrival of the first humans in the forest, and how they learned to live in harmony with the land. As Protagonist's name listens, they realize that these stories are not just tales of the past but lessons for the present. The battles between nature and darkness can be seen as the internal struggles within themselves, between the chaos of modern life and the peace they've found in the forest. After a long while, Protagonist's name opens their eyes. They look at the creature, who is still perched on the branch. "Thank you for showing me this place," they say. "I feel like I've learned so much." The creature nods. "This is just the beginning. There are more places to visit, more secrets to uncover. But for now, you should go back. Let the lessons from the Grove of Whispers sink in. And come back when you are ready for the next step." Protagonist's name takes one last look around the grove, memorizing the sight of the white, trunk trees and the sound of the whispers. Then, they turn and begin their journey back through the forest. As they walk, they think about the stories they've heard, the lessons they've learned, and the new-found purpose they feel. The forest, once just a place on the outskirts of their town, has become a source of wisdom, a guide on their journey of self-discovery. Back at home, Protagonist's name sits down at their desk. They take out a journal and begin to write down their experiences, the stories they've heard in the Grove of Whispers, and the insights they've gained. They know that these are not just words on a page but a record of their growing connection with the forest and their own inner self. As the night deepens, Protagonist's name lies in bed, their mind filled with the images and sounds of the forest. They close their eyes, and as they drift off to sleep, they can still hear the faint whispers of the trees, a lullaby that carries them into a peaceful slumber. Now, as you lie there, let the story of Protagonist's name's continued adventure in the forest wash over you. Imagine yourself walking through the forest, following the winged creature to the Grove of Whispers. Feel the energy of the ancient trees, hear the whispers of the past. Let the peace and wisdom of the forest seep into your body, relaxing you, calming your mind. Drift off into a peaceful sleep, knowing that there are always new discoveries and lessons waiting for you, both in your dreams and in the waking world. Chapter 3: The Quest for the Crystal Caverns. In the days following their visit to the Grove of Whispers, Protagonist's name is filled with a new sense of purpose. The stories from the ancient trees have left an indelible mark on their soul, and they are eager to uncover more of the forest's secrets. The winged creature's words about spreading the peace and understanding they've gained echo in their mind, driving them to further explore the forest. Back in Silverbrook, Protagonist's name finds themselves approaching their daily life with a new-found enthusiasm. They share the beauty of the forest with their friends and colleagues, not in a boastful way but in a gentle, inspiring manner. Their stories of the sleeping spring, the forest creatures, and the Grove of Whispers seem to touch something within those who listen, planting seeds of curiosity and a longing for a deeper connection with nature. As the sun sets on another day, Protagonist's name once again makes their way to the forest. The familiar path welcomes them like an old friend, and the forest's scents and sounds embrace them. They are on a quest, following the guidance of the winged creature to the Crystal Caverns, a place said to hold the purest form of the forest's magic. As they walk deeper into the forest, the light from the setting sun is gradually replaced by the soft glow of bioluminescent plants. These plants, scattered throughout the underbrush, cast an otherworldly light, creating a dream-like atmosphere. The forest seems to be in a state of transition, as if preparing to reveal another layer of its mystery. Suddenly, Protagonist's name hears a soft fluttering sound. The winged creature appears before them, its iridescent wings shimmering in the dim light. "Welcome back," it says in its high-pitched voice. "Are you ready to embark on the next part of your journey?" Protagonist's name nods eagerly. "Yes, I'm more than ready. I've been thinking about the Crystal Caverns ever since you mentioned them." The creature smiles. The Crystal Caverns are a place of great power and beauty. But they are also well hidden, and the journey there is not without its challenges. With that, the creature takes to the air, and Protagonist's name follows. They pass by ancient oaks and towering pines, their branches reaching out like welcoming arms. The forest floor is covered in a thick carpet of moss, which muffles their footsteps. As they walk, Protagonist's name can hear the distant calls of nocturnal animals, adding to the sense of mystery. After a long while, they come to a large, ancient tree. The tree's trunk is so wide that Protagonist's name can barely wrap their arms around it. The creature lands on a low, hanging branch and says, "This is the marker. The entrance to the crystal caverns lies beneath this tree." Protagonist's name looks around, but there is no visible entrance. "How do we get in?" they ask. The creature points to a small, almost hidden depression in the ground near the tree's roots. "There. But you must be careful. The passage is narrow and dark, and there are things that lurk in the shadows." Taking a deep breath, Protagonist's name approaches the depression. As they get closer, they notice a faint, cool breeze blowing from it. They bend down and peer into the darkness. The creature lands on their shoulder and says, "I will guide you. Just follow my lead." Protagonist's name starts to descend into the passage. The walls are made of smooth stone, and the air is damp and musty. As they go deeper, the darkness seems to thicken. But the creature's glow provides a faint light, enough for them to see a few steps ahead. After a short descent, they come to a small chamber. The walls of the chamber are lined with small, glowing crystals. The light from these crystals is soft and warm, casting a beautiful, multicolored glow. Protagonist's name is in awe of the sight. The creature flits around the chamber, its wings brushing against the crystals. "These are the first of the crystals," it says. "They are like the guardians of the crystal caverns. They hold a small part of the forest's magic." Protagonist's name reaches out to touch one of the crystals. As their fingers make contact, they feel a jolt of energy, a surge of power that seems to course through their body. The energy is not painful but rather invigorating, like a shot of pure life force. The creature warns, "Be careful. The crystals are powerful. Each one has its own unique energy, and some are more potent than others." They continue through the chamber and into a narrow passageway. The passageway twists and turns, and the crystals on the walls become larger and more elaborate. Some are in the shape of stalactites, hanging from the ceiling, while others form stalagmites on the floor. The combination of these crystals creates a breathtaking sight. As they walk further, Protagonist's name starts to hear a faint humming sound. The sound is both soothing and energizing, and it seems to be coming from deeper within the caverns. The creature says, "That is the sound of the heart of the crystal caverns. It is where the most powerful crystals are located." Finally, they reach a large, open chamber. In the center of the chamber is a massive crystal, as tall as Protagonist's name. The crystal is a deep, sapphire blue, and it pulsates with a bright, intense light. The humming sound is the loudest here, and the energy in the chamber is almost palpable. The creature lands on the edge of the crystal and says, "This is the heart crystal. It is the source of the crystal cavern's power. It holds the essence of the forest's magic, a magic that can heal, inspire, and transform." Protagonist's name approaches the heart crystal slowly. They can feel the power of the crystal, a power that seems to penetrate their very being. As they stand before it, they close their eyes and let the energy wash over them. In their mind's eye, Protagonist's name sees a vision. They see the forest in all its glory, from the tallest trees to the tiniest insects. They see the cycles of life, death, and rebirth playing out. They see the connection between the forest and the world outside, a connection that is both fragile and unbreakable. The vision then shifts, and Protagonist's name sees themselves back in Silverbrook. They see themselves sharing the magic of the forest with others, spreading the peace and understanding they've gained. They see the town changing, becoming a place where people are more in tune with nature, more in harmony with themselves. As the vision fades, Protagonist's name opens their eyes. They feel a new, found sense of clarity and purpose. The creature looks at them and says, "You have seen what can be. Now, it is up to you to make it a reality." Protagonist's name nods. "I will. I understand the importance of what I've seen, and I'm ready to do my part." Before leaving the chamber, Protagonist's name takes one last look at the heart crystal. They know that this place, the Crystal Caverns, will always hold a special place in their heart. It is a place of power, a place of transformation. As they make their way back through the passageways and out of the caverns, Protagonist's name is filled with a sense of gratitude. Gratitude for the winged creature's guidance, for the forest's magic, and for the opportunity to experience such a profound place. Back in the forest above, the night air is cool and refreshing. The stars shine brightly in the sky, and the forest is once again filled with the sounds of the night. Protagonist's name looks up at the sky and then around at the forest. They know that their journey is far from over, but they are ready to face whatever lies ahead. As they start their journey back to Silverbrook, Protagonist's name thinks about how they will share the magic of the Crystal Caverns with others. They plan to start small, perhaps by organizing nature walks in the forest, sharing the stories of the forest's secrets, and teaching others how to find peace in nature. When Protagonist's name finally arrives home, they are exhausted but fulfilled. They lie down on their bed, their minds still filled with the images of the Crystal Caverns. As they drift off to sleep, they can still feel the faint energy of the crystals, a gentle reminder of the magic they've experienced. Now, as you lie there, let the story of Protagonist's name's adventure in the Crystal Caverns soothe you. Imagine yourself walking through the dark passageways, surrounded by glowing crystals. Feel the energy of the heart crystal coursing through your body. Let the peace and magic of the crystal caverns lull you into a deep, restful sleep. Drift away, knowing that there are always new and wonderful things waiting to be discovered, both in the world around you and within yourself. Chapter 4: Spreading the Forest's Magic. In the days following their return from the crystal caverns, Protagonist's name is brimming with a new, found energy and determination. The vision they saw in the presence of the heart crystal, of a silver brook transformed by the magic of the forest, has become their guiding light. They are eager to start sharing the wisdom and magic they've discovered with the people of their town. Back at work, Protagonist's name begins by casually bringing up their forest adventures during lunch breaks and coffee room conversations. At first, some of their colleagues listen with polite curiosity, while others are more skeptical. But Protagonist's name doesn't let this deter them. They share their experiences in such a vivid and passionate way that gradually, more and more people start to show genuine interest. One day, Protagonist's name decides to take a bolder step. They approach their boss and propose the idea of starting a nature-inspired workshops series. The goal is to help employees reduce stress, increase creativity, and foster a sense of community by connecting with nature. To Protagonist's name's surprise, their boss is intrigued and gives them the green light to plan the first workshop. Protagonist's name spends the next few days carefully planning the event. They decide to hold the workshop in a small clearing near the edge of the forest, where the beauty of nature can be fully experienced. They create a schedule that includes a guided meditation session inspired by the tranquility of the sleeping spring, a storytelling segment about the forest's secrets like the Grove of Whispers and the Crystal Caverns, and a hands-on activity where participants can create small nature-themed artworks using materials found in the forest. As the day of the workshop arrives, Protagonist's name is a bundle of nerves and excitement. A group of about 20 colleagues gather at the designated spot near the forest. The sun filters through the trees, casting a warm and inviting glow. Protagonist's name starts the session by leading everyone through a simple breathing exercise, just like the one they learned during their meditation by the sleeping spring. Close your eyes, Protagonist's name says in a soft, calming voice. Take a deep breath in, and as you do, imagine you are inhaling the fresh, forest-scented air. Exhale slowly, releasing any tension or stress you've been carrying. As the group follows Protagonist's name's instructions, the initial chatter fades away, replaced by a sense of quiet concentration. After a few minutes of breathing exercises, Protagonist's name begins to tell the story of the sleeping spring. They describe the elves' gentle guidance, the glowing waters of the spring, and the profound sense of peace they felt while meditating there. The listeners are enraptured, their minds transported to the magical world of the forest. Next, Protagonist's name moves on to the tale of the Grove of Whispers. They share how the ancient trees held the memories of the forest's past, and how the whispers revealed lessons about the balance of nature and the importance of harmony. The group listens intently, some of them closing their eyes again to better visualize the white, trunk trees and hear the faint whispers in their minds. For the hands-on activity, Protagonist's name hands out small baskets and encourages everyone to collect natural materials like leaves, twigs, and small flowers from the forest floor. They then demonstrate how to create simple, yet beautiful, nature collages. As the participants start to work, the clearing is filled with a sense of creativity and collaboration. Some people share their ideas, while others work in silence, lost in the joy of creating something with the forest's gifts. At the end of the workshop, Protagonist's name asks everyone to share their experiences. One colleague one's name, says, "I've always been so caught up in work that I never really took the time to appreciate nature. This workshop has made me realize how much peace and inspiration I've been missing." Another colleague whose name adds, "The stories you told were amazing. It's like you've opened a door to a whole new world. I can't wait to explore the forest on my own now." Encouraged by the positive feedback, Protagonist's name decides to expand their efforts. They start a community group focused on nature appreciation and conservation. They create a social media page where they share pictures and stories of the forest, as well as tips on how to connect with nature in everyday life. The group starts to grow steadily, attracting people not only from Silverbrook but also from neighboring towns. One day, a local school teacher's name, reaches out to Protagonist's name. She is interested in having Protagonist's name come to the school and give a presentation to the students about the forest's magic. Protagonist's name jumps at the opportunity. They prepare a special presentation filled with colorful pictures, engaging stories, and interactive activities for the kids. When Protagonist's name arrives at the school, the students are already buzzing with excitement. They start the presentation by showing a slideshow of the forest, from the towering trees to the delicate wild flowers and the mysterious creatures that inhabit it. The kids' eyes widen with wonder as they see the pictures of the sleeping spring, the Grove of Whispers, and the glowing crystals in the crystal caverns. Protagonist's name then tells the story of their adventures in a way that is easy for the kids to understand. They talk about how the forest taught them about patience, respect for nature, and the power of inner peace. After the story, they divide the students into small groups and give each group a task. The task is to create a short play about the importance of taking care of the forest. As the kids start to work on their plays, the classroom is filled with laughter and creativity. One group creates a play where a group of animals saves the forest from a greedy developer, while another shows how a young child discovers the magic of the forest and encourages everyone in their town to protect it. When the plays are presented, the entire class erupts in applause. The teacher's name, is overjoyed. "This has been an amazing experience for the kids," she says. "You've really inspired them to love and respect nature." Protagonist's name's efforts to spread the forest's magic are also noticed by the local media. A reporter from the Silverbrook Gazette reaches out to them for an interview. In the interview, Protagonist's name shares their entire journey, from the first time they entered the forest seeking peace to the discovery of the sleeping spring, the Grove of Whispers, and the Crystal Caverns. They also talk about their vision of a town that is more in tune with nature, where people's lives are enriched by the beauty and wisdom of the forest. The article in the Silverbrook Gazette is a huge success. It reaches a wide audience, and soon, Protagonist's name starts receiving messages from people all over the region. Some ask for more information about the forest, while others want to get involved in their nature-related projects. As Protagonist's name continues their mission, they also make regular trips back to the forest. They visit the sleeping spring to recharge their own energy, the Grove of Whispers to gain more wisdom, and the Crystal Caverns to reconnect with the source of the forest's magic. Each time they return, they bring back new stories and experiences to share with their growing community. One day, while Protagonist's name is in the forest, they meet the winged creature again. The creature perches on a branch near them and says, "I've been watching your efforts, and I'm impressed. You are truly spreading the forest's magic in a wonderful way." Protagonist's name smiles. "Thank you. It's all thanks to the forest and the lessons it has taught me." The creature nods. "But there is still more to do. The forest has many more secrets, and there are still many people who need to be touched by its magic." Protagonist's name looks determined. "I know. I'm not going to stop. I will keep sharing the forest's magic for as long as I can." As the sun sets on another day, Protagonist's name stands at the edge of the forest, looking out at Silverbrook. They know that there is a long journey ahead, but they are filled with hope and enthusiasm. They are ready to continue spreading the forest's magic, one person, one story, at a time. Now, as you lie there, let the story of Protagonist's name's efforts to spread the forest's magic wash over you. Imagine the joy and inspiration they bring to others, and feel the positive energy of their mission. Let this story lull you into a peaceful sleep, knowing that small actions can lead to big changes, and that the magic of nature is always there to be shared and experienced. Drift off, carrying with you the warmth and hope of Protagonist's name's journey. Chapter 5: The Forest's Trials and the Inner Strength. As Protagonist's name continues to spread the magic of the forest, they soon encounter challenges that test their resolve. The rapid growth of their nature-inspired initiatives catches the attention of some who are less than enthusiastic about the changes. In Silverbrook, a small group of developers sees the forest as a potential source of profit. They begin to lobby for a plan to clear a portion of the forest to build a new shopping complex. This news reaches Protagonist's name like a thunderbolt. They are shocked and dismayed at the thought of the forest being destroyed, the very forest that has been their source of peace, wisdom, and inspiration. The winged creature, sensing Protagonist's name's distress, appears before them one evening as they stand at the forest's edge. "Do not be disheartened," the winged creature says in its soft, high-pitched voice. The forest has faced many threats throughout its long existence, and it has always persevered. But it will need your help, and the help of those you have inspired. Protagonist's name nods, their determination stealing. "I won't let them destroy the forest. But I'm not sure how to stop them. They seem so determined, and they have the support of some of the town council members." The winged creature flits around Protagonist's name, its iridescent wings catching the fading sunlight. "You must use the power of the forest's magic, not in a destructive way, but in a way that shows the true value of the forest. Gather your community, the people you have inspired, and show them the beauty and importance of what is at stake." Taking the winged creature's advice, Protagonist's name springs into action. They start by organizing a town hall meeting. They send out invitations to everyone in their nature appreciation group, as well as to local environmental organizations, concerned citizens, and even some of the more open-minded town council members. On the day of the meeting, the town hall is filled to capacity. Protagonist's name stands at the front, a sense of nervousness mixed with determination coursing through them. They begin by sharing their own journey in the forest, from the first time they found the sleeping spring to their adventures in the Grove of Whispers and the Crystal Caverns. "I know that some of you may see the forest as just a piece of land, a resource to be exploited," Protagonist's name says, looking out at the crowd. "But the forest is so much more than that. It is a living, breathing entity, filled with magic and wisdom. It has taught me about peace, about the interconnectedness of all things, and about the importance of balance." They then show a series of pictures and videos they've taken in the forest. The images of the glowing sleeping spring, the ancient trees in the Grove of Whispers, and the magnificent crystals in the crystal caverns leave the audience in awe. These are not just pretty pictures, Protagonist's name continues. The forest provides countless benefits. It cleans our air, filters our water, and is home to a diverse range of plant and animal species. It is also a place of healing and inspiration. Many of you have told me how my stories and workshops have changed your lives, how they have made you feel more connected to nature and to yourselves. All of this would be lost if we allow the forest to be destroyed. After Protagonist's name's presentation, they open the floor for discussion. Some of the developers' supporters start by arguing that the shopping complex would bring economic growth to the town, more jobs, and increased tax revenue. But Protagonist's name's supporters are quick to counter. One of the environmentalist's name, stands up and says, "Yes, the shopping complex may bring short-term economic benefits. But what about the long-term consequences? Once the forest is gone, it's gone forever. The ecological balance will be disrupted, and we will lose a precious natural resource that cannot be replaced." Another person, citizen's name, adds, "I've been to Protagonist's name's workshops, and I've seen the positive impact the forest has on people's mental health. In a world that is becoming more and more stressful, the forest is a place of peace and rejuvenation. We can't put a price on that." The discussion continues for hours, with emotions running high on both sides. But as the night wears on, it becomes clear that the majority of the people in the town hall are against the destruction of the forest. Encouraged by this, Protagonist's name and their supporters decide to take the fight further. They start a petition to stop the development plan. Over the next few days, Protagonist's name and their team set up booths around town, asking people to sign the petition. The response is overwhelming. People from all walks of life, young and old, come forward to show their support for the forest. Meanwhile, Protagonist's name also reaches out to local media outlets, sharing the story of the forest's importance and the threat it faces. Articles and news reports start to appear, raising public awareness not just in Silverbrook but also in neighboring towns. The story even catches the attention of some national environmental groups, who offer their support. As the pressure mounts, the town council decides to hold a formal vote on the development plan. In the days leading up to the vote, Protagonist's name and their supporters continue to campaign. They organize rallies, write letters to council members, and share their stories on social media. On the day of the vote, Protagonist's name and their supporters gather outside the town council building. They hold signs and chant slogans in support of the forest. Inside the council chamber, the debate rages on. But in the end, The council members, swayed by the public outcry and the arguments presented, vote against the development plan. The news spreads through Silverbrook like wildfire. Protagonist's name and their community erupt in celebration. The forest is safe, at least for now. Protagonist's name knows that this is just one battle in a long-term effort to protect the forest, but it is a significant victory. Later that evening, Protagonist's name returns to the forest. The winged creature is waiting for them at the entrance to the Grove of Whispers. "You have done well," the creature says. "Your courage and determination have saved the forest from this threat. But remember, there will always be challenges." Protagonist's name smiles. "I know. But I'm ready. This experience has taught me that as long as we work together, and as long as we believe in the magic and importance of the forest, we can overcome any obstacle." As they walk through the Grove of Whispers, Protagonist's name reflects on the lessons they've learned during this trial. They realize that the forest has not only given them peace and wisdom but also the strength to stand up for what they believe in. The forest has become more than just a place, it has become a part of their identity, a cause they are willing to fight for. Back at home, Protagonist's name sits down and writes in their journal. They document the entire experience, from the moment they heard about the development plan to the victory at the town council. They know that this is a story they will share with others, a story of hope, community, and the power of nature. As the night deepens, Protagonist's name lies in bed, a sense of contentment washing over them. They close their eyes, and as they drift off to sleep, they can hear the gentle whispers of the trees in the Grove of Whispers, a lullaby that reminds them of the forest's eternal presence and the bond they share with it. Now, as you lie there, let the story of Protagonist's name's struggle and victory soothe you. Imagine the sense of community and determination, and feel the strength that comes from standing up for what is right. Let this story carry you into a peaceful sleep, knowing that even in the face of challenges, there is always hope, and that the beauty and magic of nature are worth protecting. Drift away, surrounded by the warmth of Protagonist's name's journey and the promise of a future where the forest's magic continues to thrive. Chapter 6: The Forest's Legacy and the Expanding Circle of Magic. Following the victory over the threat to the forest, a new sense of unity and purpose sweeps through Silverbrook. Protagonist's name has become a local hero, not just for saving the forest but for awakening a collective consciousness about the importance of nature. The success of their campaign has inspired a deeper connection between the town's residents and the forest, and Protagonist's name realizes that this is an opportunity to further expand the forest's influence. Protagonist's name begins to organize regular community events centered around the forest. These events range from monthly nature clean up days, where volunteers gather to remove any litter or debris from the forest floor, to quarterly forest wisdom seminars. In these seminars, Protagonist's name invites experts in fields such as botany, ecology, and even local folklore to share their knowledge about the forest. During one of the nature clean up days, the forest is filled with the sounds of laughter and friendly chatter as people of all ages work together. Children run around, collecting small pieces of trash, their faces alight with the joy of contributing to the forest's well-being. Adults, too, are fully engaged, using tools to clear larger debris and overgrown bushes in a way that promotes the forest's natural growth. As the day progresses, the forest seems to respond to the care and attention, its beauty becoming even more evident. The forest wisdom seminars prove to be equally popular. In one such seminar, a renowned botanist, Drive Botanist's name, presents a detailed talk about the various plant species in the forest. Drive Botanist's name shows slides of rare flowers and medicinal plants, explaining their unique characteristics and the crucial role they play in the forest's ecosystem. The audience is captivated, asking numerous questions about how they can help preserve these plant species. Another seminar features a local historian's name, who delves into the forest's rich folklore. Historian's name tells tales of ancient spirits that were said to inhabit the forest, and how the forest has been a place of mystery and reverence for generations of Silverbrook's inhabitants. These stories not only add a layer of depth to the forest's allure but also strengthen the connection between the town's history and the forest. As these events gain momentum, Protagonist's name notices that the forest itself seems to be changing in subtle ways. The trees appear to grow more lush, and the number of rare birds and animals sighted in the area increases. It's as if the forest is thriving in response to the new-found respect and care from the community. One day, while Protagonist's name is walking through the forest, they come across a small, hidden glade they've never seen before. In the center of the glade is a small, gnarled tree. Its branches are twisted in an intricate pattern, and hanging from them are small, crystal-like orbs that catch the sunlight and scatter it in a rainbow of colors. As Protagonist's name approaches the tree, the winged creature suddenly appears. This is the tree of remembrance, the creature says. It holds the memories of all those who have truly connected with the forest's magic. Each crystal orb represents a person or an event that has left an indelible mark on the forest's history. Protagonist's name is in awe of the tree. They reach out to touch one of the crystal orbs, and as their fingers make contact, a vision floods their mind. They see a group of ancient druids performing a ritual in the forest, their robes flowing in the gentle breeze. The druids are chanting, and the forest around them seems to come alive with a golden light. The winged creature explains, these druids were some of the first to understand the forest's magic. They used their connection to the forest to heal the sick, bring fertility to the land, and maintain the balance of nature. Their knowledge and respect for the forest were passed down through generations, and some of that wisdom still lingers in these woods. Protagonist's name realizes that the Tree of Remembrance is not just a physical object but a link to the forest's long, lost past. They feel a sense of responsibility to preserve this connection and share it with others. Back in Silverbrook, Protagonist's name starts to incorporate the story of the Tree of Remembrance into their events. They create a new segment in the Forest Wisdom seminars where they share the vision they saw and the history of the Druids. This addition further enriches the community's understanding of the forest, adding a touch of mystery and ancient wisdom. The news of the Tree of Remembrance spreads beyond Silverbrook. People from neighboring towns start to visit, eager to see the tree and learn more about the forest's secrets. This influx of visitors brings new opportunities for Protagonist's name. They collaborate with the local tourism board to develop nature tourism initiatives centered around the forest. They design guided forest tour packages that include visits to the Sleeping Spring, the Grove of Whispers, the Crystal Caverns, with proper safety measures in place, and of course, the Tree of Remembrance. These tours are led by trained guides, including Protagonist's name themselves, who share the stories and magic of the forest at each stop. As the number of tourists increases, Silverbrook begins to experience a positive economic impact. Local businesses, such as cafes, souvenir shops, and bed and breakfasts, start to thrive. But more importantly, the town's residents become even more proud of their forest and their role in protecting it. One of the tourist's name, a writer from a big city, is so inspired by the forest that they decide to write a book about it. Tourist's name spends weeks in Silverbrook, interviewing Protagonist's name, the local experts, and the residents who have been part of the forest conservation efforts. The book, titled The Enchanted Forest of Silverbrook, A Journey of Magic and Discovery, becomes a best-seller, further raising the profile of the forest and Silverbrook. As the forest's fame spreads, Protagonist's name is invited to speak at environmental conferences and nature conservation events across the country. They share their story of how a small town came together to protect its forest and how the forest, in turn, has transformed the community. At one such conference, Protagonist's name meets other environmental activists and nature lovers. They exchange ideas and learn about different conservation strategies from around the world. Protagonist's name realizes that the forest of Silverbrook can serve as a model for other communities, showing how a deep connection with nature can lead to both ecological preservation and community development. Back in Silverbrook, Protagonist's name uses the knowledge and connections they've gained from the conferences to further enhance their forest conservation and community building efforts. They start a program to train local youth as forest rangers and nature educators. The program aims to ensure that the next generation will continue to protect and cherish the forest. As the seasons change, the forest remains a constant source of wonder and inspiration. Protagonist's name continues to visit the various magical places in the forest, always learning, always growing. The forest's legacy, once a well-kept secret, has now become a source of pride and a guiding light for Silverbrook and an ever-expanding circle of people around the world. One evening, as Protagonist's name stands at the edge of the forest, looking out at the town that has been transformed by the forest's magic, they feel a deep sense of fulfillment. The winged creature perches on their shoulder. "You have done much to spread the forest's magic," it says. "But there is always more to do. More people to reach, and more of the forest's secrets to uncover." Protagonist's name nods. "I know. And I'm ready for whatever lies ahead. The forest has given me so much, and I will spend my life ensuring its magic continues to thrive and touch the lives of others." As the night descends, Protagonist's name walks back into the forest, their steps light. They know that the forest holds countless more adventures and lessons, and they are eager to embrace them all. Now, as you lie there, let the story of Protagonist's name's ongoing journey and the expanding influence of the forest's magic lull you into a peaceful slumber. Imagine the beauty of the tree of remembrance, the excitement of the forest tours, and the sense of community that has grown around the forest. Let the warmth of this story wash over you, carrying you into a world where the magic of nature is cherished and protected. Drift off, feeling the peace and hope that comes from a deep connection with the natural world. Chapter 7: The Cosmic Connection, Unveiling the Forest's Celestial Ties. As the forest of Silverbrook continues to thrive and its influence spreads far and wide, Protagonist's name finds themselves on the cusp of a new discovery. One moonlit night, while they are sitting by the sleeping spring, a strange, ethereal light begins to emanate from the water. The light grows brighter, casting an otherworldly glow over the entire glade. Protagonist's name watches in awe as the surface of the spring seems to ripple, not with the usual gentle flow of water but with a pattern that resembles the constellations in the night sky. Suddenly, a soft, melodious hum fills the air, a sound that seems to come from both within the spring and from the very fabric of the universe. The winged creature appears in a flurry of iridescent wings, its eyes wide with excitement. "This is a sign," it says. The forest is revealing a connection that has been hidden for ages, a connection to the cosmos. Protagonist's name is both intrigued and a bit overwhelmed. A cosmic connection? What does it mean? They ask, their eyes fixed on the glowing spring. The winged creature flits around the spring, its wings catching the strange light. The forest is not just a part of the earthly realm. It is intertwined with the stars, the planets, and the cosmic forces that shape the universe. This connection has been dormant, but now, with the love and care the community has shown the forest, it is awakening. As Protagonist's name listens, they notice that the constellations on the spring's surface seem to be moving, as if telling a story. The winged creature lands on a nearby rock and continues, long ago, when the universe was young, the forest was seeded with a special cosmic energy. This energy has been passed down through the generations of trees, plants, and creatures that inhabit it. Protagonist's name tries to understand the significance of what they are seeing and hearing. So, how does this cosmic connection affect the forest and us? They inquire. The winged creature looks at Protagonist's name with its bright, intelligent eyes. This connection gives the forest a unique power. It can draw on the cosmic energy for rejuvenation, and in turn, it can share this energy with those who are in tune with it. For you and the people of Silverbrook, it means that the magic you've been experiencing is part of a much larger cosmic tapestry. Protagonist's name reaches out to touch the water of the spring. As their hand makes contact, a jolt of energy courses through them, but this time, the energy feels different. It is not just the earthy, forest-bound energy they are accustomed to, but a more expansive, cosmic energy. They close their eyes and are immediately transported to a vision. In the vision, they see the forest as it was in the distant past, a time when the stars were closer, and the cosmic energy was more palpable. The trees were like giant conduits, channeling the cosmic energy down to the earth. Creatures of all shapes and sizes, some familiar and some completely unknown, roamed the forest, their auras glowing with the absorbed cosmic power. The vision then shifts to the present. Protagonist's name sees the people of Silverbrook, themselves included, as small but significant nodes in a vast cosmic network. The love and care they have for the forest are like threads that are strengthening the connection between the earthly and the cosmic. When Protagonist's name opens their eyes, they are filled with a new sense of wonder. We have to share this, they say to the winged creature. The people of Silverbrook need to know about this cosmic connection. Back in town, Protagonists name a special meeting of their nature appreciation group, along with local scientists, astrologers, and anyone else who might be interested in this new discovery. They gather in a large community hall, and Protagonist's name begins by describing the events at the sleeping spring. I know this might sound unbelievable, Protagonist's name says, looking around at the eager faces. But the forest has a cosmic connection. The sleeping spring showed me a vision of a time when the forest was directly linked to the stars, and how that connection is still relevant today. A local astronomer, Drive Astronomer's name, speaks up. I've always suspected there was more to this forest than meets the eye. The unique biodiversity and the sense of peace it exudes could potentially be related to some form of cosmic influence. An astrologer's name, adds, in astrology, we believe that the positions of the stars and planets can have a profound impact on earthly life. If the forest has a direct connection to the cosmos, it could explain a lot about its magic and the effects it has on people. Over the next few days, Protagonist's name and a team of interested individuals, including Drive Astronomer's name and astrologer's name, begin to study the forest in a new light. They set up telescopes at the edge of the forest to observe the stars and look for any correlations between celestial events and the forest's behavior. They also conduct more in-depth research on the forest's ecosystem, looking for signs of cosmic energy within the plants, animals, and even the soil. Drive Astronomer's name discovers that certain plants in the forest seem to grow in patterns that mirror the movement of constellations, while astrologer's name notices that the forest's energy seems to fluctuate in sync with lunar cycles. As the research progresses, Protagonist's name starts to incorporate the idea of the cosmic connection into their forest-related events. They organize cosmic forest workshops, where they teach people how to meditate under the stars while being in tune with the forest's energy. During these workshops, participants are guided to feel the cosmic energy flowing through the forest and into themselves. One such workshop is held on a clear, moonlit night. Participants gather in a clearing, their mats laid out on the soft grass. Protagonist's name begins by leading them through a series of breathing exercises, helping them to relax and open their senses. As they lie back, looking up at the stars, Protagonist's name says, imagine a beam of light from the stars, shining down on the forest. Visualize this light being absorbed by the trees, and then flowing through the ground, reaching your body. As the participants follow Protagonist's name's instructions, a sense of peace and awe washes over the clearing. Some of them report feeling a gentle, tingling sensation, as if they are truly connecting with the cosmic energy. The news of the forest's cosmic connection spreads even further, attracting the attention of international scientific and spiritual communities. Scientists from around the world come to Silverbrook to study the forest, while spiritual seekers arrive in hopes of experiencing the cosmic forest connection for themselves. One renowned cosmologist, Drive cosmologist's name, is particularly interested in the forest. This could be a groundbreaking discovery, Drive cosmologist's name says. If we can prove the existence of a direct cosmic, forest connection, it could revolutionize our understanding of both the universe and the role of nature on Earth. Protagonist's name and the people of Silverbrook find themselves at the center of a global conversation. They work closely with the visiting scientists and spiritual leaders, sharing their knowledge of the forest and learning from the experts' insights. As the study of the cosmic connection continues, Protagonist's name also makes a point to ensure that the forest is not exploited in the process. They establish strict guidelines for research and tourism, making sure that the forest's natural beauty and magic are preserved. One day, while Protagonist's name is walking through the Grove of Whispers, they notice that the trees seem to be glowing with a faint, silver light. The winged creature appears and says, "The forest is responding to all the attention and the new understanding of its cosmic connection. It is becoming more vibrant, more in tune with the cosmos." Protagonist's name smiles, feeling a deep sense of pride and responsibility. "We have to keep this balance," they say. "We need to share the forest's secrets while also protecting it." As the weeks turn into months, the forest of Silverbrook becomes a symbol of the harmonious coexistence between the earthly and the cosmic. Protagonist's name continues to lead the way, ensuring that the forest's magic and its new-found cosmic connection are passed down through generations. One evening, as Protagonist's name stands at the edge of the forest, looking up at the star-filled sky, they feel a deep sense of unity. The forest, the stars, and the people of Silverbrook are all part of one vast, interconnected universe. The winged creature lands on their shoulder. "You have opened a door to a new understanding," it says. "The cosmic connection of the forest will continue to unfold, and it is up to you and the community to nurture it." Protagonist's name nods. "We will. This is a journey that we are all a part of, and I can't wait to see what else the forest and the cosmos have in store for us." As the night deepens, Protagonist's name walks back into the forest, their heart filled with hope and excitement. They know that the forest's secrets are far from exhausted, and with the new cosmic connection, there are endless possibilities for discovery and growth. Now, as you lie there, let the story of the forest's cosmic connection carry you into a peaceful sleep. Imagine the glowing sleeping spring, the stars above, and the sense of unity between the earthly and the cosmic. Let the soft hum of the cosmic energy lull you into a world of dreams, where the magic of the forest and the wonders of the universe blend together in perfect harmony. Drift off, feeling the peace and the sense of wonder that comes from this extraordinary cosmic forest connection.